Austin U.
And some of those, like Vera Sjoberg that we saw in that 3K, and even Salma El Badra, who won the 3K and finished outside of the top 20, the fitness is there. And now it's time to see who's got the brightest fitness on the day. 25 laps, Phil, let's go.
And it was just 2 weeks ago, that national championship cross-country meet, and being able to hold the fitness for an additional 2 weeks, because obviously you know the coaches are dialed in for their athletes to be at their peak performance at the cross-country national championships. But you know what, you go out there, you set a blistering time at Boston University, you are set. You can go back into heavy training at the end of December, beginning of January, and don't have to worry about a last-minute run to guarantee yourself of a spot in the indoor nationals. As leading the pace early on, Brooke Mullins and Ellie Leather scheduled to take the field through 2.5K at 72-second pace for 400 meters.
And look who is right behind the pace setters. Jane Hedengren of BYU. Pamela Kosgei from New Mexico jetted up to her to not lose contact early. Kosgei defeated Hedengren back at the Brian Clay Invitational over 5K, but you cannot call it a loss when you consider what Jane did out of Azusa Pacific University. 14:57.93. I mean, I just remember watching in shock and awe how she obliterated the all-time high school national mark, even finishing third, one of the greatest races within a race that we'll ever see. And what excites me about this race for Jane is a year ago when she had her breakout race to win Nike Cross Nationals, she didn't have an opportunity like this immediately hereafter. Now we get to see how fast she can be off of cross-country fitness.
There's a little bit of separation between our leader and the rest of the field. The first two on the track right now being our pace setters, is because the pace is extremely hot. We are below 68 seconds per 400 for the opening 2 laps. So they're dialing it back a little bit. That is Brooke Mullins, who is out of frame right now. There she is, leading the way. And again, the scheduled pace, 72s every 2 laps. So 4:48 mile pace.
It looked like Ellie Leather was a little bit closer to that. She's got most of the field on her coattails, so not necessarily a poor pacing job. Brooke Mullins riding the adrenaline through 800, still sticking on that 70s pace for 400, 220 at the half mile with a lot of racing to do. 21 laps and relatively strung out early.
Just love that inside the rail shot as the field zooms by. On the 200-meter track they call the launch pad, but we're not down to single file formation yet, but we're getting there. So between first and last in this 25 runner field, probably take up close to 40 meters. Mullins again looking to watch. She's going to step aside and leave that up to our new pace setter, Ellie Leather, running for Under Armour, with Hedengren still sitting there in the number 2 spot.
And Pamela Kosgei right behind her, the double champion from New Mexico, won the 5K and the 10K back at Hayward Field in the spring. She was 17th, so a bit of a downgrade in position for cross country after taking second in 2024, but she has plenty of adrenaline today. You saw that early move she made to get up with Hedengren, and when she beat her at Brian Clay, she nearly broke Parker Valby's outdoor collegiate record of 14:52.18. 14:52.45 is Kosgei's personal best, and if she runs that here indoors, then she can attack Doris Lemgole's record that she ran here last year, 14:52.57.
Yeah, the just 3 runners in this field are listed with times under 15 minutes. As you mentioned, Kosgei, one of those 3, as there is our lead trio, Leather, Hedengren, and Kosgei. They have a little bit of comfort room up front as we look back for Deanna Cherotik from Oregon, was in 4th, now in the number 5 spot as one of the Cowgirls, I believe, moving up to try to gain some connection. Or is that actually from Clemson, I do believe?
That is Iska Chalangat of Oklahoma State, who just passed up Diana Cherodich of Oregon. Cherodich, one of the other top competitors to look out for here, the Big Ten cross country and 10K champion. She's got 31.45 strength to work with, so not going to expect her to fade ever so recently, but coming here, making still very strong pace. 4:48 through 1600, Phil.
That's where they were supposed to be. 4:48, 72 seconds per quarter mile. They are right on pace through a high school metric mile as Leather took a look over her outside shoulder. Hedengren in second, hasn't gone anywhere, neither has Kosgei in third. So, and nobody's panicking in the chase group, but they're falling a little further and further behind with each lap.
If there is one runner that has zero right to panic, it is Hilda Olamomoy of Florida. And though she may not have the same objective as she did last year when she pushed Doris Lemengole to the line, running 42.84, that's 14:52.84, I should specify, to take second in this race. You see her there making the move up into fourth overall. She closed crazy hard at the Cross Country Nationals. Through 3K, halfway through, she was in 25th. Where did she finish? Third.
And Leather just stepped off the inside of the oval, leaving it up to Hedengren and Kosgei with almost a full straightaway of open track behind them as they continue to push the pace. 2 kilometer down, 3 to go. 10 laps in the books, 36.8 last lap for Hedengren.
We're looking at the chase pack right now, but would you believe me if I've told you that this true freshman from BYU has done this before? She was sub-6 through the 2K split, doing a lot of the leading, almost challenging the then pace setter Lucy Jenks at Brian Clay, just giving a little comparative effort between her indoor and outdoor marks. Kosgei has gone to the front for the first time, heading into the final 14.
Did she see something in calculating the track math when she saw just over 6 minutes, meaning over 15 minutes for the full distance? Maybe said, you know what, I want to have a shot at 14:50 something, and we need to move, and she decided to go now. And again, the gap between first and second and the chase group still about a full straightaway. And there's the rest of the chase group. And you see different running styles, some shufflers, as you would see traditional distance runners, but also some just long loping middle distance type strides.
Well, there goes Hedengren with that long loping stride. You saw around 150 meters ago, she responded to Kosgei's move and nearly got tripped up, had to really watch her footing. You saw her take a look down. She wants to get back in the position that she knows the best. This is who she is. She is a front runner, and she is trying to stay true to form as possible.
Now, these two are not only running against the clock, they're also racing each other. Kosgei doesn't want to give up that lead. Hedengren says, you know what, I would rather lead than follow. And a great shot from track level as Hedengren with Kosgei as her shadow. And our chase group in the 5,000 at Boston University.
It looked like Hedengren's teammate Riley Chamberlain was involved in a similar situation where she had to watch her step one of those high back kicks from an athlete in front of her. I'm curious to see how many times the lead will volley here, if at all. You see Hedengren running center of lane 1 to prevent any turn passes. But as she's experienced, runners like Kosgei, runners like Doris Lemengole, who moved by her at the NCAA Cross Country Championships, they can strike at any time. And she is preparing herself for moves in races like these.
They are dialing up the tempo the last 2 laps in the 35s, while the chase group is in the 36s. They just picked up 1.3 seconds on the number 3 runner right now, Olamomoy. So this group up front is not messing around. They are definitely looking to be in the 14s today in the 5,000 at the Sharon Collier Danville season opener live on FloTrack.
One of those athletes you saw in the chasing group, Jaden Keeler of North Dakota, one that I'm looking forward to. She is a 7-time Summit League titleist. She's got 7 Summit League titles, I should say, in 6 different events: the steeple, mile, 3K, 5K, 10K, and even cross-country 6K. Ran her first cross-country nationals just 2 weeks ago and placed 26th. So she's another All-American in the mix as we hit our latest split. I mean, they are a full 100 meters ahead of the chase group. Olamomoy, you see at 9:09 through 3K, but Hedengren and Kosgei clicking off some of those low mid-30s. Really great pace they're making here, Phil.
Little shy of that 100 though, but at 35.4, they back under 3 minutes per kilometer. They were sub 9 minutes after going 6:01 plus through 2,000 meters. So definitely have increased the tempo. There you see 35.4s for our 2 lead runners. And is that a little crack right now developing between Hedengren and Koskei? It appears it is, as the longer striding BYU freshman is just automatic. Boy, she is on cruise control, but her cruise is blazing fast. And
listen to the crowd.
Hedengren is opening up and has brought the crowd to life.
Jaden Keeler trying to do the same, leading the chase back over Olumomoi. Those two know how hard each other can close, but Jane Hedengren is not trying to leave it up to a chase whatsoever. Koskei made all the eager moves early, but you see she's starting to tighten up a little bit. She's got those ultra acute elbows and just doesn't really have any momentum working for her right now. Look at how smooth Jane looks right now.
We're under a metric mile to go, 7 laps remaining. As her coach in her ear as they went past start finish, but Jaden Keeler, wow, what a great run in the number 3 position. The young lady from North Dakota, a senior up in the Great Plains, as Hedengren continues to pound this pace and increase her lead over Koskei.
It's incredible, the concept of sub 15 at the collegiate level. I sort of referenced this in different light at Brian Clay, but a half-decade ago was unimaginable. And even now, it is still a very exclusive club where we consider athletes that have broken that barrier. Though it's become the norm to get in a fast race like here at BU, there are still only 5 collegiate performances that we've ever seen beneath the 15-minute barrier. And 2 of them were by the same woman, Parker Valby.
Doris Lemnole, the collegiate record holder, but could we see a changing of the guard as Diljeet Taylor, the head coach at BYU, urging on her freshman standout, Jane Hedengren from BYU, with just less than 1,000 meters remaining.
Get this, the ghost of Doris Lemnole was outside of 12 minutes last year, Phil. Yes, she closed in 2:49 for her last K, but Jane is 5 seconds ahead of the pace that she needs to break 15 alone.
She continues to click off the 35.200s, and it looks like she upped that a little bit. Wouldn't be surprised to see 34. And waiting to see that split. 34-7, there it is. Jane Hedengren has really picked up the pace, but in her face, it doesn't look like she's more than 3 laps into this 5,000 meter run. Doesn't show the fatigue whatsoever. The amazing freshman from BYU.
It's crazy because her indoor high school record is already the U.S. under 20 national record, 15-13-26 to win Nike Indoor Nationals in New York City last year. And she is in her final 600 meters going for something Herculean.
Under 3 laps remaining. Jane Hedengren about to take the women's 5,000 meter collegiate record to a level that few ever could have imagined. 34 flat, her last go round. Coming up on 400 meters remaining, she continues to work her way through the field. The only thing that'll add a few extra meters is she has to go wide to lap these runners. 2 to go at 13:37, and the crowd is alive.
And nobody is more alive right now than head coach Diljeet Taylor. She's poured all of her energy and inspiration into these women. She told them after placing second, such a tough result to deal with at cross-country nationals, but they would have had to run a perfect race, and they still did phenomenal to do as well as they did. And who is responding right now but Riley Chamberlain? She's challenging Koskei over 100 meters back for second. We could not only see a collegiate record, but potentially a BYU 1-2. Go get it, Jane!
14:11 for Jane Hedengren, the crowd on its feet. At Boston University, Hedengren, the standout freshman, runner-up at the NCAA Cross Country Championships. Last lap, 33.1. As you see the field, one of the pre-race favorites is going to be a lap down to this amazingly unbelievable freshman runner from Brigham Young, Jane Hedengren, coming for home. It's 14:40 on the clock. She is going to go sub 14:50 at Boston University. And the first person to congratulate her head coach, Diljeet Taylor. The final time, 14:44.79 for the amazing freshman from BYU. And a 1-2 run for the Cougars as Chamberlain comes home in second, also congratulated by her coach. An amazing last 1,000 meters plus as she continued to drop the tempo. Jane Hedengren, 14:58.97 as Chamberlain goes sub 15 minutes. Wow, what a 1-2 punch. Koskei relegated to third at 15:05.41. Jane Hedengren looks like she just did a tempo run instead of a 14:44 5K.
And a complete contrast of emotions from what we saw back at Gans Creek in Missouri. It was a bittersweet moment for Jane Hedengren, having broken those course records like she did at pre-nationals, like she did at the Big 12 championships and mountain regionals. And even despite she coming second at cross-country championships,